Hey guys, what's up? My name is Art. Back again. It's been maybe almost a week since my last video. I've been trying to figure out what to talk about because there's so much that you want to talk about. So much. But the problem is that when do you prioritize what to talk about, what and when? So, what I'm going to do is today, I'm going to do I'm going to tell you a little story about something that happened in the past. Okay. Now this happened a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago with my friend Maria. Okay. Now, true, I don't talk to her at all these days. She is not at the moment. She has not texted me or called me, which is a good thing. So, and I'm not reaching out to her either. Okay. But anyway, what's going on is that I want to tell you a little story about one of the things, the incidents that happened between me and her. Now, what happened is that sometimes we have this love-hate relationship where sometimes we're cool buddies, and then we're dire enemies, mostly because of her. Oh, it's on her end. One thing is that she's bipolar. Now, I'm not saying that being bipolar is a good thing or a bad thing, but the problem is that with her medication and her therapy that she's in and all this other stuff, her bipolar is still, in my opinion, out of control because she cannot handle certain things. And me, sometimes I am an asshole. Hold on. Sometimes I will say some things. Sometimes I'll say stuff in jest, and sometimes I won't. Okay. But anyway, let me explain this scenario. Now, there are some people who, a lot of times, when we used to hang out, a lot of times some people will say, "Hey, are you guys dating?" And I always go, "Nope, no way." And she goes, "No, no, we're just friends." But the thing is, I guess sometimes the way how she acts around me, it throws people signals that I'm with this guy. Maybe I don't see it, but I guess that's what happens. First thing is that this woman, she is lovesick. She wants some love. She wants a boyfriend. She wants a husband. She wants all that kind of shit. Me, if I end up with a girlfriend, that's awesome. If I end up with a wife, that's cool too. But I'm not trying to rush it. Okay? Now, here's the problem. The problem with her, not only she's bipolar, not only she's trying to find love, but she's also what they call asexual. That's what she is. Now, what that means is the lack of sexual attraction, not sexual attraction, but the lack of wanting the desire, either no desire or a little bit desire to have sex. Now, for a lot of people, sex is a big part of having a relationship. With her being asexual, sex is like the last thing on her mind. Now, she has mentioned that she will, if she thinks that she's going to marry a person, then she will have sex with that person. That's only if she thinks she's going to marry someone. So now, I set that up. I told you about that before. Why? Because I'm setting up the story now. Okay. Someday, about a year and a half ago, She calls me up and said, "Hey, would you like to hang out?" I'm like, "Okay, fine, no big deal, not a big deal. I can hang out." So we go hang out. During this hangout session, we go to this place called Ashley's, which basically is probably a good place. It's a good bar that has good pizza. So of course I'm gonna have some pizza. She decides because she was vegan at the time, so she was trying to do something that's vegan. Go figure. This is where it gets fun. So she's telling me about this guy that she met. This guy, she goes on Facebook and show me the picture of this guy that she's dating. And I'm like, okay, that sounds kind of cool. He looks like a nice guy. Everything looks good. You know what I'm saying? So here's a question: why are you telling me this shit? Like I care? I don't. Number one, we both said it instantly. We both set boundaries that we're not going to cross that line. Never going to cross that line. That's why me and her, it works. I can hang out with her a lot because of the fact that there's no sexual attraction. For me, that is. Then again, there's other reasons why. If I had the chance to bang her, I would never bang her. Never. That's a totally different matter. So what happened is she's telling me about this guy that she's taking. He takes her out on dates. He drives her places and stuff like that. But I'm like, where she lives and where he lives is like at least about 45-minute drive. 45-minute drive. So I'm like, what's going on here? He comes, after he gets off of work, he stays at her place and hangs out at her place for a while. Never took him to his place. Never took him to his place. So when she told me that, I'm thinking red flag. Either one, you're the side chick. His main chick is up there, up where he lives. Or two, he's actually, just hangs out with here because he's closer for his job or whatever. Who knows? So we talk about it, but I keep my mouth shut. Why? Because the less, the more she's into some other dude, the less she calls my phone. The less she rings. That's the less that she rings my damn phone. Which, when she don't ring my phone or don't text me, that's a good thing. When she's hooked up with a guy, when she's single, except for recently, she blow my phone up constantly. So I'm sitting right here, I'm talking to her. Okay, fine. Everything. I said, hope everything goes good for you. She goes, oh, thanks, and all this other stuff. Drop her ass off at home. I go home. Hey, I had a great day. Okay. 2 weeks later, it's a Friday night. She gives me a call, and I'm like, what's she calling me? First thing she asks me is, what am I doing? Am I free? I'm like, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm working in the morning. In other words, I'm not going out. Oh, I really need someone to talk to. I'm like, we can talk, but I'm not going anywhere. Okay. So she decides to break it off with this dude. 2 weeks ago, she was so much in love with this guy and everything else. All of a sudden, she wants to break up with this dude. I'm sitting right here like, oh boy, tell me more. Oh, that's right. You're going to tell me regardless if I want to hear it or not. So she goes on to this hour and a half tirade about what happened. My phone was like this. I set it down, watch TV. Oh, yeah. I understand. That's how it was. No lie. Not lying, that's how it was. Long story short, he takes her out to some dance club. No big deal, right? She met his friends. No big deal. I'm thinking to myself, crazy showed up, didn't she? Not, not, not Maria. Crazy Maria showed up. So what happens? Him and his friends are dancing, and all these girls, all these sexy, hot-looking girls. and you bring your stick of a mud girlfriend, and she wants to, she wants to cock block everybody because she's not the center of attention. Hmm. She complains about it a little bit, and I'm like, well, okay. So I'm saying, well, so he took her to a club and he danced, he drank some beer. I don't understand the problem. Here it is. She calls him up. That night, she calls him up and is like, hey, are you coming down? Are you coming hanging out? He goes, no, I'm going to hang out with the fellas. We're going to go to that bar. She's like, well, why don't you come get me? He's like, no, I want to hang out with the fellas. He wants to hang out with the fellas. When she told me that, I looked up. I was like, now what could be going on here? I love it when I do that because it's kind of funny and goofy at the same time. Now, some of you who's listening, watching this, you're probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking. She probably did something crazy stupid. And everybody's like, I don't want to be around this chick. And probably tell him, get away from this chick. This chick is crazy. That's one thing I was thought about. Second thing is, remember I said that she's asexual. Little or no desire for sex. He's been hanging out she claims he's been hanging out at her place like 2 or 3 times a week. Then he goes home. Hour and a half drive. He's taking her out to dinner. He's driving her to like little places, like little places, and having these little get-togethers. And you ain't getting no sex. So I think he's going to hang out with the fellas at the club and try to bang on some little hot chicky mamas. Yes, that's right. I said hot chicken mamas. You can quote me on that. You can say, oh my God, Art, hot chicken mamas. He tried to get some action. That's my guess. But of course, I'm not going to say that to her. Because if I did, it would throw her in a tizzy. And throwing her in a tizzy would be great fun for me. But the thing is that I looked up, I was like, this ain't my business. I don't really care. Why? You're not my girlfriend. You're not trying to be my girlfriend. I'm not trying to be your boyfriend. I'm just keeping it to myself. Of course, I lied to her. Of course, I said, oh my God, that's terrible. How would he not take you to the club with him? He just want to hang out with the boys. I mean, he probably just want to hang out with the boys. No, he wants to hang out he wants to dance with some girls. Okay, so he wants to dance with some girls. Who cares? But she does. So, I mean, Teju, there's other stories about her that some of them are like really off the wall crazy. One story comes to mind, but I think I'll say that for another time. I will say that for another time, believe me. But I think I'll say that for another time. Okay, with that, it's going on 15 minutes. And I'm done with this story. Next story, I'll tell you some others. There's like 2 stories that I really have to tell you about this girl. 2 stories that I have to get off my chest because guess what? I find it funny as hell. But, so not to make this longer, so I'm going to hang up, watch some more TV, let this video upload, and do another one maybe. Alright, talk to you later.